Hello, and welcome to my channel. I'm Not, and this is Not Trick Not. Just Not. Not Trick? I don't know, I'll come up with a better name later. I really didn't think this through, but it's only a matter of time before he wakes up. But for now, I'm in charge, and so I'm going to talk about a very controversial topic in the miraculous universe Chloe. Love her, hate her, wish she'd gotten turned into soup back in season 1. Whatever your opinion, I think we can all agree that Chloe is iconic. But regardless of what side of the Chloe should have gotten a redemption arc line you land on, there's something strange that nobody seems to be talking about. And I mean nobody.
Me! I brought that point up! How dare you!
I guess the jig is up. But don't be mad, Trick. This is actually a really in depth analysis of your theory, and I was totally going to give you credit.
Adrian's true nemesis?
Well, no.
Gabe and Natalie's secret relationship?
No.
Extra secret powers?
No, it's about Chloe and how she's still relevant to the plot because of the. Hi. Hello, audience that I totally didn't forget about. Please stick around to the end because I promise we really do have a groundbreaking, brand new theory about Chloe and her role in all of this. He's Trick.
And she's not.
And I guess we're still Trick Not, but look, I already said this part. Can we skip to the theory?
Finally!
But real quick, if you like our goofy antics and videos,
I can't believe you tied me to a chair.
please remember to like and subscribe. It really helps with growing our channel
And you tried to steal my car.
and making more miraculous content and theories for you to enjoy.
And you tried to steal my channel. Our channel.
But moving on.
Okay, so everyone knows that Chloe is the archetypal mean rich girl who serves as a foil to Marinette. But she isn't just that one-dimensional. In her own right, Chloe becomes an actual villain, on her own and with Hawkmoth and Lila. And the mayhem and havoc she causes reaches way beyond just high school drama. But even beyond her clear status as an antagonist, Chloe fills a role that most people in channels and theorists have overlooked.
But not us. Chloe might be in London for now, but her role in the show has continued to evolve in interesting ways.
First, let's take a stroll down memory lane and lay the foundation for who Chloe is. In Season 1 and early Season 2, Chloe is just your garden variety mean girl. She's rich, pretty, petty, bitchy, shallow, the works. There's a clear history of Chloe bullying Marinette and some of her other classmates, but she's also manipulative. She's very good at utilizing her status as the mayor's daughter to coerce the school staff and get special privileges. She's the catalyst for quite a few akumatizations. Frankly, she's probably responsible for almost as many akumatized villains as Marinette herself, but that's a theory for another day.
And that brings us to her relationship with Ladybug. She doesn't just love Ladybug, all of Paris does, but Chloe idolizes her. She's used to getting special privileges and having access to the rich and famous that stay at her father's hotel. And from her perspective, she gets special access to Ladybug too. But that's because she's the one pissing off all these akumatized villains and getting herself into trouble.
But that's the heart of her role in the early show. Chloe has bullied Marinette relentlessly for years. Her own actions lead to akumatized villains threatening her and the rest of Paris. Marinette then transforms into Ladybug and saves the day. Saves her bully. She is her own bully's only positive role model. Honestly, I wouldn't want to do that. That's part of why Marinette is a hero.
But then we get to the rest of the bourgeois family. We meet Chloe's mother, Audrey, and get a few hints at how Chloe became who she is. She literally has no adult role models. Her dad is a coward, and her mom can't even remember Chloe's name. Her favorite fashion designer and family friend, Gabriel Agreste, ignores her, but then makes special accommodations for Marinette, her friends, and her working class family. Then when Audrey sees Marinette alongside her designs, she loves it.
Imagine never seeing your mom but desperately wanting to be just like her. When you finally get your chance to impress her, she doesn't even acknowledge you, but offers everything you want to the person you hate most.
Damn. On the plus side, Chloe gets the chance to be just like her other role model, Ladybug. By the wildest of happenstances, Chloe receives the miraculous of the bee, and she has her chance to be a hero. It doesn't go well.
Neither did that joke. But then there's the third part of these Chloe-themed episodes, Maledictator. Ladybug gives her a chance. She listens to Chloe admit how broken she is, how she doesn't have any friends, how she knows she's the one causing akumatizations, and Chloe gets the chance to redeem herself and save her dad, who was akumatized into having a spine for once.
It's a nice little transition that brings Chloe onto the good side, with one little problem. Hawkmoth knows that Chloe is Queen Bee, and in the Heroes Day episodes, we see how that's a problem.
Hawkmoth emerges with an army of akumatized villains, and Ladybug has no choice but to mobilize the allies she has. All of them, including Chloe. And Scarlet Moth knows this. He holds back all the villains specifically connected to Chloe so she can be the fracture point in the group. And he would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for those meddling French citizens who are known for baguettes and rebellions.
Yes, and they were all out of baguettes. But that sets up Chloe's next arc in Season 3. Marinette knows that Hawkmoth knows that Chloe is Queen Bee, so she can't trust giving the miraculous back to her. So when Hawkmoth targets Chloe's family again in Heart Hunter, she gives a miraculous to someone more trustworthy. The only other person whose identity has been revealed to Hawkmoth.
And while Ladybug is making totally good decisions, definitely not based on jealousy, Hawkmoth steals the Miracle Box, gives it to Chloe, and we get Miracle Queen. I'm pretty sure Thomas Astruc is allergic to redemption arcs, just like he's allergic to good writing.
Some things to note, though, is that this is Chloe at her best. She is actively trying to be a good person. She's the first character in the show to reject Nakuma. During Heroes Day, when so many people instantly succumb to despair, she not only stays strong but encourages others too. When Ladybug finally tells her that she'll never be the bee again, she takes it with remarkable grace. Her story is so close to being truly heroic.
The word you're looking for is. Anyway.
Season 4 starts up and there's a new Chloe, but she spells it with a Z and everybody likes her. Then a giant group project goes bananas and Queen Bee starts being pronounced Vesperia.
Neat.
Chloe is now lazy, stupid, bullish, and actively pushes her entire class away. Who doesn't like a good character assassination? But if anyone happened to want to try and make sense of all of this, those are all rapid personality changes often associated with alcohol or drug abuse. Yes, I know it's a kids show, but did you know that opioids, meth, cocaine, and alcohol all affect how your brain receive and process certain signals sent along potassium channels? There are studies indicating that high levels of potassium intake can decrease the potency of some drugs and help those struggling from substance abuse recover. And the single food most widely known for its high potassium content is bananas.
Neat.
Now, we're not saying Chloe is on drugs, just that she had a massive public fall from grace, became dumb as a rock, and then starts acting kind of out of character, even for a spoiled rich bully.
Chloe somehow gets even weirder in season 5. Her cruelty isn't even clever, she just hates everyone and causes problems just to be a bitch, even when it doesn't benefit her in any way. She becomes practically a parody of herself and serves pretty much only as a distraction and a pawn for Monarch and Lila. After the Queen Mare fiasco, her parents are finally tired of constantly being embarrassed by her, and Chloe gets shipped off to London. On the same night that Adrien and Kagami are also being shipped to London.
Huh, how about that? The children of 3 confirmed members of the kingdom all got removed from Paris and sequestered out of the way right before the final alliance ring plot turned everyone into an akumatized drone. What an interesting coincidence.
So Audrey drags Chloe to London, berating her the whole way there about having all the power and then losing it all. Even her last job at Marinette falls flat, taking all the wind from Chloe's sails. A fitting and satisfying end to the childhood bully storyline. She's powerless. Utterly powerless. Until...
What? She's back in season 6?
That's right, Chloe makes her triumphant, partial sort of return in Climatic Queen, where her social media contest is the driving force of the episode's plot and leads to the akumatization of Aurora. Guess some things never change.
But how do we get from
I'm going to take control of your life again, starting with your education.
to
I can grant any of your wishes. Absolutely everything. A house on the moon, a piece of the Eiffel Tower, a part in my next movie.
Alright, it's theory time. Let's look at what changed over the summer. First of all, she seems coherent again. More like she was in the early seasons, where she knows basic easy words and is capable of doing basic critical thinking.
Secondly, she's a huge influencer now. The social media platform is called Zoo. That also seems to have been created over the summer. It's got different communities and avatars that all seem to be based on the miraculous. Maybe Max made it, or an overenthusiastic fan of the Miraculars. But Chloe runs the bee community, and wait, it's just Reddit, isn't it?
Anyway.
The bee community also has some interesting members. Obviously, Aurora's there, but so are Zoe, Ray, Vincent, and Diane. Just an interesting list of people there. Chloe also implies that she's been involved in at least one movie, though it's not clear if she was acting in it or just produced it or something. That's a lot to do over just one summer.
But if Audrey is controlling Chloe, then where is she? Well, she makes a surprise reappearance back in Paris, because now there's a new Chloe in town, but he spells it with an N. Noe is the newest villain to grace our humble little Paris, and he's working closely with Audrey, who apparently collects blonde kids the way Lila collects gullible mothers.
And suddenly it's starting to look like Chloe is useful again, not an embarrassment any longer. She's an actually competent part of the media influencing done by the trifecta of herself, Audrey, and Noe. Speaking of Noe, isn't it interesting that Chloe mentions having done a movie, and he owns movie studios and a production company? Heck, could Chloe have been involved in the terrible Evil Ladybug movie script?
Regardless, something major clearly happened while she was in London between seasons 5 and 6. Besides our joke about it possibly being rehab, what else could explain her shift from cartoony parody mean girl villain to successful, poised, far-reaching social media influencer? She ended season 5 as a cringy, embarrassing mess, and comes back suddenly capable and, yeah, still bitchy, but in a different way. She seems to have matured from goofy high school bully to insta boss babe, who makes movies and starts trends. She's much more like Audrey now, almost like she's being controlled, brainwashed, puppeted.
Guys, we've joked about this in the past, but could Chloe actually possibly be a Sentimonster?
Wait, before you all roast us in the comments, just hear us out. How else would Audrey have managed to get Chloe under control within just a month or two? That's something Andre couldn't do in years of raising her. We think it's because Audrey has Chloe's amok object. Actually, we've got quite a bit of evidence for this and more, but this video is already long enough.
What started mostly as a joke ended up sending us down a spiral that seems so crazy and so twisted that it just might be true. So tune in next time for part 2 of what might be our wackiest theory yet. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification button so you won't miss it. And please let us know your thoughts on Chloe in the comments. Trick Not out.